And we're back for another Saturday. I don't know how that happened. Someone actually wants to listen to us. I doubt it. What do you think?
I try not to, man. It's too much work, and I don't get paid for it.
Oh, I heard the hamster kind of spin and squeaking over there in his cage.
Yeah, that wasn't coming from my head.
It was a long week, definitely.
Oh God, man.
It's going to be a long weekend too, but it's still going to be,
I've got the feeling of the opposite. These long weeks always lead to short weekends, and then come Monday, you're bitching about, oh man, my weekend sucked.
I read a study once that.
You did not.
Okay, fine. Someone told me about a study.
There you go. There you go. Honesty, it's sometimes works.
Anyway, I read this study, and it talked about more heart attacks happen Sunday night into Monday than any other time of the week.
I would think you would have more heart attacks like Monday through Friday.
And see, I would think more,
especially Monday.
More like Saturday night, because usually that's like the night we indulge in things,
Well, yeah, but it's not the indulging in things that gives you the heart attacks. It's the dumbasses that you have to deal with at work. It's like, you know what? You stupid motherfucker, you worked here for 10 fucking years and you still don't know how to operate the printer.
Well, I'm thinking that'd be more like an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I've talked to people and they're thinking, my head's going to blow any minute. But yeah, anyway, they say more heart attacks happen on Sunday night into Monday. And I think it's because of the stress you have to go back to work. I think people mentally think about it and it stresses them out that they have to go back to work. So I've come up with this solution. Fuck work. Don't go. We should have a 4-day work week. We go to work on Tuesdays.
4-day work week? I don't think would be bad. 10-hour days.
Won't be having a heart attack on Sunday night.
There you go.
Of course, that would change down the road, I'm sure, to Monday night. But either way, we would break that stereotype. So, we have some stuff for tonight.
Cool. Should I get some papers?
I think tonight is going to be more of a rant night than actually a news night. Because really, we read the news this week, and that almost gave me an aneurysm.
Gave you an aneurysm? No. Aneurysm? No. It about made me fucking brain dead. I mean, I do not care what the sports players are doing whatsoever. I don't care what swimsuit the celebrity is wearing. And you know what? If I see any more spoilers for Game of Thrones, I'm just going to kill someone.
Almost. I was like, was it teetering on that last brain cell? Was it kind of like...
It's on the knife's edge there. It's
I don't know which way I'm going to go. Well, so our first rant, because this was something that just aggravates the hell out of me. It's this new breed of so-called men.
So-called men?
This are these sensitive, uber sexual bitches. That's the only word I can think of because, God, they just don't act like men.
Oh, you're talking like the
metrosexual,
overly emotional metrosexual. Everybody's mean to me and it's not my fault type people.
Whose fault is it?
I blame the parents. Mothers should swallow.
I think I grew up with this mentality. If something's wrong in your life, go look in the mirror because 99% of the time, there's the cause. You're the one responsible for the outcome of everything.
I think you just went all Dr. Phil on us now.
I'm sorry. Do you feel better, though?
I am not playing the role of Oprah.
I will send my bill to your house.
I've got to... You do that!
Yeah, you'll wipe your ass with it and send it back. I'm pretty sure. That's how that would go. But yeah. Really. And the women that are picking these men, why do you want some weak man
they want somebody
next to them that cries?
They want somebody they can go shopping with.
Well, go get a friend. Guys don't go shopping unless it's Bass Pro, and then that changes everything.
Yeah, we will shop for guns and fishing gear and guns and porn, but
and we're fishing gear. Throw fishing gear in there again because that's pretty important.
Fishing gear, yes.
Yeah. Well, at least to me it is.
But we're not going to stand around for 45 minutes for you to decide between two pairs of shoes. I don't give a fuck what you put on your feet. Just suck my dick when you're done.
Wow. That's where this evolves to?
No, this is honesty.
I think this comes a lot of this comes back to your pecker. What is up with that?
Look, The world revolves around my cock. It's high time you know this.
Yeah, okay, wait a minute. Is this you talking, or is this your dick talking? Because that's two different things. I personally don't think you have enough blood in your body to run both at the same time. Yeah, you're checking. Don't stick your finger down there; it may bite you. So, but really, there is these guys nowadays. They're just, I know it's sad. I'm thinking this is where our world's coming to. No one wants to stand up for what's right. Nobody wants to say what's wrong.
No,
everybody's scared of everything.
They're afraid of saying the unpopular thing or having the unpopular idea and being ostracized for it. They want to be with the in crowd, no matter how right or wrong their message may be. They want to be included in that. And this fear of being ostracized or criticized for your opinion that someone else may not agree with is crap. Get over it. Have some balls. Stand up and talk about what you believe in, and not just because it's the popular thing to do.
Well, you know me. I like to go against the grain. I think that's a lot more fun to do. I've never been one to conform to what other people want or think.
Yeah, I don't give two shits about what other people want and think. My opinion is my own. If you don't like it, fuck off.
That could be a PSA. Be careful. Free thinkers are dangerous.
Exactly. Well, that's the kind
They're on the loose in your neighborhood.
This is the mentality that has become very popular in today's
but
time,
when did
media or whatever?
But when did demonizing men's behavior to the point of where we no longer act like men? When did that happen?
Well, I have a saying that it goes something along these lines. Since women's suffrage, we've all been suffering.
I don't think that's 100% correct.
you said I didn't say it's 100% correct either, but there is some truth to it.
No, I'm not blaming women for it. I'm blaming men for not being men. We need to stand up and act like men. Because society says you have to be one way or it's not politically correct to act a certain way doesn't mean you shouldn't. Be the person you want to be. Act like you want to act. As long as you're not hurting anyone or breaking the law, I have no problem with that.
But at the same time, you do. Because you get these little emo bitches that want to talk shit, and the first time you confront them about talking shit, they're the first ones to cower in the corner and say, "I'm calling the police." Fuck you, you little bitch. Stand up and take it like a man.
Well, I'm not talking about the ones that hide behind their keyboard. I'm talking about the guys that, God, they've got like 20 different hair products and skin products. And no, men are meant to be rugged. That's what we do.
Preach on, brother.
I mean, we grow hair everywhere. I know some of it's unsightly, but that's not the point.
Fucking deal with it.
Part of what we are. It's
exactly.
And I think even with the whole way of thinking and living now has kind of conformed to this, because I see it even in like politics and stuff. People are just willing to bow down, and no matter what their belief is or what they think, to conform to someone else. We're constantly conforming to someone else's thoughts.
Well, what I think part of it may be is if you look in today's media, I mean, and by media I mean not just news, but I'm also talking about your television shows, your movies, and so forth, things like that. You're looking at people that spend hours in makeup, bleaching, shaving, all this other crap, so they are these mannequin people, and other people want to emulate that. They want to be these mannequin people. Look, I have no hair on my body.
You said bleaching, and I just got this bad visual image.
Well, here, check it out.
No, put it back. I don't want to see anything.
Are you sure?
Pretty positive. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at like a 9 3/4. I don't want to see anything.
But there's a little part of you that wants to.
Well, that's that morbid curiosity that everybody has.
Too bad we don't have a webcam.
No one else wants to see that either. I'm pretty sure they're at 9 3/4% also. But yeah, these guys that do this, it makes no sense to me, because when I was a kid growing up, we kind of followed manly men. Those were the role models we looked up at. I mean, I could think of like there was at least a good dozen action stars that we would go watch their films and like they were like the ultimate badass. Nowadays, no, we don't get that.
No, you're right. There's no Clint Eastwood of this generation.
No, we don't have a Clint. We don't have. Well, we still have Stallone, but
oh my God,
he just kind of to the point now he needs to hang it up. But
he does.
We don't have this generation's action star. Yeah, we don't. The young kids, who do they have to look up to? Rap stars? Yeah, that's a great example.
Yeah.
I mean, all that boils down to is sex, drugs. Okay, this is a really bad example. But no, really, we don't want our children, listening to that crap and thinking this is what life is about. Because it's not. We really need someone to step up and kind of be the role model for this generation.
So you want Hollywood to handpick and give you a role model?
No. I don't want Hollywood to pick anything for me. Because then it's going to be some clean-shaven, polo shirt wearing...
douchebag.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's not what we need right now. Right now, I think what we need is that rugged, manly man.
And we don't have it.
No. I mean...
No, we got Justin Bieber. There you go. There's a fucking role model for you.
Yeah, I grew up in a household with my grandparents. And my grandfather, toughest man I think I've ever met. I mean, really, he worked in a sawmill, knocked his toenail off, and what does he do? He tapes it back on instead of going to a doctor. Now, I must say, though, he did get gangrene from this, and he lost his leg because of this. But still, that's one tough son of a bitch. I mean, you just don't see people like that anymore.
No.
With true grit, there is none. So what are we supposed to do with this next generation? I mean, God, if someone doesn't step up and to plate and bat for this, I mean, we're going to be in trouble.
We're already in trouble. Already there, brother.
Yeah, well, we're going to take a quick music break and we're going to come back to this because I think I have a little more to say. So if you haven't already kind of guessed by now, this is going to be kind of like a covers night. I got this whole list of cover music that I plan on playing all night long. I'm not saying they're the greatest bands in the world, but it's just some songs that I like and I kind of felt I grew up with, and I like to hear other people's renditions. So we're going to be hearing more of this as the night goes on. So back to our subject here. We was doing a little brainstorming during this break, and another thing that I kind of thought about was even in the school system we have now, and if a little boy acts out, he's got ADHD. Yeah, get that kid a pill because something is wrong with him. And so let's dope him up because that's the answer. And I think if a little girl speaks out, well, she's empowering. She's getting to know who she is.
Well, this, like I said before, and I kind of made a joke of it. It's really sexist when you say that since women's suffrage, we've all been suffering. But this is a great example of it. You have a male kid that stands up and speaks out in class. Oh, well, let's give him a pill. He's a problem child. He's got ADHD. But when the little girl stands up and does the same damn thing, it's empowering and she's speaking up for women. My ass,
I remember when I was in school. I mean, because trust me, I spent a lot of time in trouble.
No,
who'd have thought, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in trouble. And of course, I think they just looked at me like I was some asshole. But see, we didn't have the whole ADHD diagnosis or ADD. There was no label to put on things.
You were just a pain in the ass kid.
I was a pain in the ass kid. You either got expelled for a day or two, or you got in school suspension, or you got after school suspension. I mean, which I've had all, I must say, because I got kicked out of a whole school district. Don't ask how that happened.
It takes a lot to get kicked out of an entire district.
It does, and my grandparents were really upset with me. Because I went to school in St. Peter's, and they literally kicked me out of the district, and we had to move so I could go back to school. It wasn't pretty. Yeah, I'm not making a real good picture for myself right here. I know, yeah. But anyway, it's not that I needed to be labeled, but I really wish at that time there would have probably been someone that understood the issues I had. Because I do suffer from a little squirrel syndrome. I do go off the rail every once in a while, and it does happen. As I got older, I'm better than what I used to be. But nowadays, it seems like even if someone's just a free thinker or they're speaking out, they're automatically labeled as, man, get this kid a pill. He's got issues.
Well, when it comes with today's education system, so much of it is by the book. And the problem with this is the book is outdated the second it is printed. You want to talk about history? Well, the history they print in the books is wrong to begin with. So when you have a kid in history class and you're talking about Columbus Day, and the kid stands up and says, well, wait a minute. We have a holiday for a drunken rapist slave trader because he couldn't find his way to India. We have a day for that. Well, that's not in our book, and you're acting up, so you got detention.
I can kind of get a visual of what you went through in school.
Oh, a lot of my teachers, they got a kick out of some of the things I would say, but at the same time, I also got in quite a bit of trouble myself. But I mean, facts are facts, and what are printed in the books aren't facts. It's make-believe.
Well, I mean, we all know that when it comes to war and history, the winners write the history. So, guess what? It's not always both sides.
Well, yeah, but, we're trying to teach truth, right, and justice and all this fucking bullshit that they want to ram down your throat, but at the same time, we want to fill your history books full of lies. I mean, it's very hypocritical.
Okay, so what if Vlad the Impaler discovered America?
Okay.
Would we have a Vlad the Impaler Day? Well, yeah, I know he was really bad and he stuck sticks up people's asses, but he did discover America. So, kids, let's celebrate today and draw some sticks.
Wow. Okay, now, way off topic here, but I get in trouble for Terminator babies, but it's okay for you to have Count Dracula Day.
Okay, first of all, I'm throwing up a hypothetical. You were throwing up something
I was throwing
you
up a
dreamed
hypothetical.
About.
It was hypothetical.
No, I think you stood too close to the microwave that day. See? Now you're thinking about it. You're like, well, I did have a burrito that day.
It's possible. And it was a chimichanga.
Whatever. The point being, it was a hypothetical. That just shows you how quick we overlook the things that people do. Like even during the Civil War, they talk about how the South was wrong and the North was right. But you never read in the history books how some of the Northern soldiers came to the South, literally
raped and pillaged their way through.
Raped and pillaged, killed children and women, burned down plantation homes. We don't hear about that.
But the same token, when you talk about war and rape and pillaging, that's the way war had been done for thousands of years.
I don't recall any stories of the Southern people raping and pillaging. Do you?
Come to think of it, I don't have an example. I can't think of an example of that.
Right. But I don't want to get on a big civil war.
No. Back to your effeminate men.
It's just the point that the winners of war are the ones that write the history. And we got way off topic with the whole feministic men.
We did.
But even if you look back 20, 30 years ago, our teachers were manlier.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you got in trouble in school and you had a male teacher, they were the worst ones, man, because they didn't put up with no BS. They shipped you off. Like, get the hell out of here.
Chances are, well, even when we went to school, chances are if you had a male teacher, you had a Vietnam vet teacher. Somebody who chances are actually shot somebody.
And I'm betting you set off a lot of shell shock in people.
Sometimes, maybe.
Get in the hole! Charlie's coming! Yeah, I can see you doing that.
That's really fun, especially when you have a kid named Charlie in your class.
Oh, yeah. How come Mr. Smith never liked Charlie? I don't know.
That's wrong.
But, and nowadays, you get this, if you have a male teacher, this very passive-aggressive, well, if you don't straighten up, I'm going to have to send you to the principal. We didn't get warnings in school.
No, it was more like, you little fucker, go to the office.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what the teacher said.
In my case, it was.
Well, I don't know, if I had you as a student, I'd probably say that too.
But it wasn't as uptight. Today's classroom is very uptight, very bleached, very clean. And you know what? Life isn't like that. Stop putting up the front and be real with these kids.
Oh, so that brings me to another thing. Do you remember in school them teaching us how to write checks and how to balance numbers and stuff for an account?
Oh yeah.
I don't think they do that anymore.
Do people even write checks anymore?
I do. What are you trying to say here?
I'm saying too much of today's, I guess you could say, monetary system is electronically based. So therefore, you don't really have to do the figuring. It's all figured for you.
I like to write checks still. I like to have paper trails when I spend my money. I want to know where it went, who got it. That way when someone comes back to me and says, hey, you didn't pay me. Oh, the hell I didn't. Look, it's right here. I can't do that with my debit card without signing into an online bank account. And now that I've done that, I have to worry if someone's going to hack that online bank account. I just don't like doing that. I mean, I do have online banking. I do check it occasionally, but I don't use it for that purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of miss the checks. But I think nowadays what we really need is we need to teach kids how to fill out applications.
Oh, no, it's not applications anymore. You have to have a resume.
Well, I have a resume. But when you're getting out of high school, resume's not going to get you far because there's nothing to put on it.
Yeah.
So we need to learn how to fill out some applications. And maybe teach these kids, the responsibilities of having a job. Because, I mean, I've seen so much of our youth. I mean, I used to hire people all the time. I was a supervisor for years. And I would see people come in, especially the younger generation, and every 2 months they have a new job. And I'm like, guess what? I'm not hiring you because every 2 months you've had a new job. Why would I waste my time training you when you're just going to leave down the road? Longevity, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an employee that's going to stick it out for a couple of years, be there for the long run.
Pay them.
Oh, we did pay him.
I mean,
is this going to go back into this whole $15 an hour bullshit? Because that ain't happening.
Well, if you actually paid them a wage worth working for, maybe you would keep them around for longer than 2 months.
Well, I have a surprise for you. When they quit that job and go on to the next one, they're not going on to a better paying job. They're going on to the same crap, different place. They just have no work ethic.
Well,
they're like, oh, they wouldn't let me off on a Saturday night, so I'm just going to quit this job. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I can think of a lot of Saturday nights I had to work. A lot. I missed out on a lot of stuff with my kids growing up because I had to work. I didn't just call off. I had bills to pay. And this younger generation has this mentality of, well, if you're not going to give it to me, I'm just going to do it anyway. And if you fire me, oh, well, I'll just go to the fast food place across the street.
Well, when they pay the same and the fast food place will always hire them back, I mean.
But here's the problem. After you've worked at 8 or 9 of these fast food places, which were in this area where we're located, you're only going to find 2, that's close by. After you work at 8 or 9 of them and someone sees your job history, they're going to go, hey, this kid won't keep a job. I'm not hiring him. He's a waste of my time. He's a waste of training. I've got to order uniforms for him. No, why waste that money? I'm going to give this opportunity to someone that needs it or deserves it. Because it ain't this kid. I don't know. I shouldn't say that falls on the school for not teaching application. Because a lot of that falls on the parents too. And maybe the parents should do a better job.
Well, today's parenting is a joke. We're talking timeout bullshit where, we're living in a society where people don't spank their kids, or you don't see that occasional slap on the back of the head. Little Timmy, stop being stupid. You don't see that anymore. It's timeout, or you better stop that. When we get home, you'll have a timeout, or no cookie for you. Fuck that shit. Little Timmy's acting up. You beat his fucking ass, and you let him know why his ass is being beaten. And I guarantee he won't do it again.
Well, my kids will tell you, they grew up in a household that didn't spank. They got ass beaten. They knew. And I think they're better men for it now. I mean, at the time, they probably didn't think so. They were probably like, God, Dad's a dick. But really, they are better men for it. They own up to their responsibilities. And so as a father, I look back and go, okay, I was worried, but they did great. They turned out good. But where do the parents drop the ball? I mean, I would think as a parent, like, I think my biggest thing has always been, I want my kids to be a better man than me. That was my main goal, raising my children. I would think other parents would be like, yes, that sounds like sound logic. That's what we'll do.
No, they just want their kids to fit in with quote unquote society and just be mundane, and it's okay, you fit in, doing this is wrong, pointing things out that people do wrong is bad because you're not supposed to criticize people, and shut the fuck up.
I'm so glad you didn't go to that with that whole don't judge others crap. I thought for a second you were going to go there, but
call it the way you see it. I'm not saying judge people. It's nobody's place to really technically judge people, but for fuck's sake, call it the way you see it and stand by your objections. And
I can't say I don't judge people, because there are people I look at and go, nope, not hanging out with that person. Do not want to be associated with what they're into. So I can't say I don't do that. I don't judge people based on religion, sexual preference, color, things like that. But I do notice things like a person's traits and whether I want to be part of that or not.
Well, see, but nowadays, with what you just said, some fucking Fruit Loop out there in internet land's going to take that as, well, you're discriminating against people who like the Power Rangers. How dare you discriminate against them? Well, first of all, if you like the fucking Power Rangers, you're a retarded little faggot and should be shot anyway.
Do you need some pills? You're very hostile this evening.
I need all the pills.
I don't understand what's wrong with you. I'm not getting it. Are you just kind of like angry at the world?
I think I've got some built-up hostility.
I can see it. I can see it. It's coming through. I keep looking over like, is he going to swing at me? Has he got a hammer in his hand? Okay, no hulking out. Calm down.
Okay.
Back in the cage. Put it back in the cage. That whole Fru Straba shit.
Ooh, Straba.
Yeah, it doesn't make me feel any better. All right, well, we're going to throw
a psychopath.
We're going to throw some more music on, take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Covers, and more covers. Man, that music just like makes me feel like I did when I was a kid. I mean, you remember going to like the music stores and digging through a crate, looking at all the albums, and then, trying to decide what you want to buy, because some of the bands you didn't recognize, and you were like, oh, man, the album cover looks really cool,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to buy this one.
Definitely been guilty of just buying an album based on the album art.
But I would definitely say that the music store is a thing of the past.
They're very far and few in between anymore. I mean, anymore it's these big warehouse of music, movies, and crap. I mean, stores like Hastings,
Yeah, you just don't see like a record store.
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, all the good stores are gone. Like, I mean, I remember back in the day when I needed a certain part for something, or I was missing this certain item, I could go to these specialty stores and buy that one item. But now, I can't even go to any store and find it. I've got to get online and search until I find what I need.
Yeah, internet shopping has really destroyed the stores.
Oh yeah, there is no like mom and pop place no more. That's done for.
Oh yeah, gone.
And that's what sucks, is if I need a certain part or certain, like for instance, we had to order a new line for our phone and get a phone line that'll hook in for the show. Well, I just can't go to an electronic store like Radio Shack anymore, because Radio Shack's basically like a cell phone store now. That's all they do.
I believe they're owned by Verizon. Verizon bought Radio Shack, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, today Radio Shack is nothing more than a cell phone store. I mean, used to you'd be able to go in and say, I'm looking for this cable or this part, and the person behind the counter knew exactly what it was, knew exactly what you're looking for, would pick it up for you, have it there at the counter. Anything else for you. Now you go in, and the only thing that people know are cell phones.
I remember being able to go into, we had a store called Western Auto.
Oh, yeah, I remember those. You could buy car parts there, parts for your lawnmowers there. Hell, at one time you could buy bicycles and guns.
Right, I remember that too. Matter of fact, I had a couple Western Auto bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you could walk into the guy behind the counter and go, I need this part for this mower or this car, and the guy'd be like, I'll be right back. I know exactly where it is. He'd walk back there. He'd be back there about 20 seconds. He'd come out with the part in his hand.
Yeah, not like that anymore.
No, you can't even walk into a car parts place now when that happened.
Yeah, the people at the parts store now, they don't need to know anything about any kind of mechanics or cars or anything. All they need to know is how to look shit up on the computer.
Oh, and half the time they're wrong.
Yeah.
Or they can't find it.
Yeah.
Well, sir, I don't show that part for your vehicle. Well, look, you're dumbass. I'm looking right at it.
Yeah, you can bring the part from the car or vehicle and set it down in front of them, and they'll look at you like you brought in a piece of alien technology.
I will admit, though, one of my guilty pleasures is when I have to go into these places, I like to mess with them just a little. I'm like, hey, I need a radiator hose for a 1968 Volkswagen Beetle.
Better yet, ask them for the 710 knob.
The 710 knob. Like, look, yeah, my blinker's a little low on fluid. I need some blinker fluid if you have that available back there, sir. So, yeah, it's kind of that way with everything, though. I mean, nowadays, everything is crammed into one store, like China Mart. Let's not forget them. Everything's crammed into one store, but there's nobody that run those departments that are specialty in that department. So they don't know anything about the products. So blindly, as you walk through the store looking for this, so are they. They don't even have a clue if they have that product.
Or what's even worse is when you walk into the quote-unquote goodbye store, the zombies with the blue shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, those dicks know nothing about electronics whatsoever. They just wander around. Can I help you? I seriously fucking doubt it. I'm looking for, a new motherboard. Well, I can help you pick out a dryer. I doubt you could do that successfully.
Yeah, they don't know anything.
Of course not.
I think back in the day, people had to be trained, and you learn from experience. Nowadays, nobody has experience in anything. We are a YouTube nation. If something breaks, let's go look it up on YouTube, and that'll tell me how to fix it. Well, just because you fix something by watching YouTube doesn't make you an expert at it.
Agreed.
Because even for people like me that I've worked on engines and motors most of my life, there's still things that stump me. And I've got to kind of go out there with my circle of friends and start asking questions. Hey, you ever seen this before? Has this ever happened? You're not always going to know the answer, and that computer doesn't always tell you.
Nope.
I mean, if that was true, we would just go on YouTube and go, oh, well, one guy says it's this, one guy says it's that, so I'll buy both and replace both, and hopefully that fixes it.
But at the same time, I got to hand it to the YouTube community. I mean, nowadays people hardly fix things themselves anyway. It's if it's not working correctly, I'm just going to throw it away and buy a new one versus trying to fix it. But these YouTube people, I mean, you've got people, they're taking actual time. They're not getting paid they're not getting paid or paid.
Yes, they are.
Not much. I mean, unless you get up into the hundreds of thousands of views.
You would be amazed what some of these people make off of YouTube. I'm not blaming the people making the videos. No, I think it's great that you want to share your knowledge with other people.
I'm saying kudos
no problem
to those
with
people.
That. Yeah, I have no problem with that. I have the problem is I know people that shouldn't even hold a screwdriver, let alone think about taking something apart. Because they're either going to hurt themselves or hurt someone else. So there's where my problem lies with that. But again, that goes back to you don't have a store when you go in and go, hey, this is wrong. I wanted to fix it. And some guy behind the counter look at you and go, oh, you know what? That you probably need to call someone to take care of that for you because that is too big of a job for you to take on yourself. And people do this. I mean, I get people to bring me stuff. They've already torn it down. They're like, I don't know what's wrong with it. Well, I do. It's in a box now. It should have been put together when you brought it to me. And I really thought about that too, charging more. If you've already taken it apart and tinkered with it, you're going to pay extra because now I got to figure out how to put it back together.
Seems reasonable.
Reasonable, not feasible. People wouldn't go for that, but it sounds like a great idea.
Well, if they want their shit fixed, they'll go for it.
Oh, let's go to somebody else. There are other people around here that fix it. Yeah, so either way, you take the money and you just take the aggravation that goes along with it. But back to the original subject of these stores. When we were growing up, we had to go to clothing stores. I remember many a trips we made to like JCPenney's, like, the big stores.
Yeah, nice plug there. You want to do one for Dillard's while we're at it?
Oh yeah, Dillard's, yes. Like, let's put that one in there for that too. We're not getting paid from either, but you threw it up, so let's take it. So,
Men's Warehouse. I guarantee you'll like it.
Yeah, no thanks. They don't sell the clothes I like, so it really wouldn't matter.
I picked up some ties I like there.
Shut up. Ties? Since when do you wear ties?
I wear ties.
What is this, like some weird David Carradine thing? You in the closet choking yourself with that shit?
I didn't say what I used them for. I said I bought some ties.
Can you even tie a tie?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, I would pay money to almost see that. Just to see you tie a tie. Because I can't even imagine you ever wearing a tie.
Depending on what kind of bedpost you have to put your wrist up like this.
No. That's the wrong type of tying. I'm talking about a necktie.
Oh, absolutely. I can tie those too.
Okay. If you say so, I'm not going to argue with you. But anyway, we went to a special clothing store to get these clothes, and stuff. If you needed shoes, you went to a shoe store. Nowadays, I can go in, buy a DVD player, maybe a new pair of shoes, some milk, steak, and get an eye exam, and go to my bank all in the same building. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I do not like all that commerce crammed into one building.
It makes going to that one building a real nightmare.
Right, because if you think about all those places as a separate entity, you always run into some asshole in the bank that's holding the line up. You go to a doctor, you got an asshole in there that's causing problems. You go to buy shoes, you got an asshole in there causing problems. Now I have to deal with all these assholes in one place at once. I don't like it. It's too many assholes.
Well, one thing that was great about the shoe store, you walk into a shoe store, there's somebody there measuring your feet. You walk into one of these China Mart places, guess what? You're going to be lucky if they even have that foot tool to measure your foot. Not to mention a shoe of any kind of quality that you're going to be able to wear for longer than a week.
Oh, I can't buy shoes at China Mart.
Yeah.
They don't have them in my size. I mean, no matter... And even though they cater to a wide variety of people, there is a lot of people that's left out.
Absolutely.
And I really feel like it's okay for me to come into your store and buy all the food that makes you fat, but we're not going to make clothes that will fit you. Because I'm a big guy. I get that, But I also like saying with the shoes. I wear a size 13, what is it, a double E? I have a big foot.
Same size.
Really?
Really?
Wow. I haven't met anybody else that had the same exact size. I've met people that have like big feet, but yeah, most people look at my shoe and they go, "Oh my God, I can put my shoe inside your shoe."
Like, yes, you can.
Yes, I have a big foot. I can't help it. I balance well though. Yeah, I teeter, but I won't fall down. Unless there's tequila involved. I always fall down when there's tequila involved. After I usually start a fight. Then sometimes I get knocked down. Which, yeah. I think this has nothing to do with clothing at all. I just kind of went off on a drunken wobble rant. Yeah.
I'm just going to sit here and analyze you.
I don't want you analyzing. Get out of my head. Get out of my head. There's no space for rent in here. It's pretty much cram-packed full with song lyrics and bands. I don't need anything else but that. I think you can survive on that. Or something close to. So these stores that we no longer have now, they were like owned by individuals. Most of them were.
Yeah.
They were these mom and pop places, and all these corporate companies that have taken all these stores and compressed them into one super center have really killed small business.
Well, between that and the internet, absolutely they've killed small business.
And the internet, I'm guilty of that too. I do buy a lot of stuff off the internet.
But I mean, you have to.
I'm one of those people. If I'm drinking, you better change the password on my PayPal account because I'm gonna buy some stupid shit. You're shaking your head because you've been there too. You know.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And the next couple of weeks, it's like getting a birthday present you didn't expect because a couple of days later a package shows up and you're like, what the hell's in this? Oh, when did I order that?
Well, yeah, and nowadays you can get everything delivered to your front door.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, well, think of something you can't get delivered. I mean, you can get medicine delivered. You can get guns delivered. You can get ammunition delivered. You can get anything you can buy. You can have delivered.
Well, you can't have guns delivered to your front door. They have to go to an FFL dealer. And then you have to go there. You can order it from home, but you still have to go pick it up.
Let me rephrase that. You can order all the parts to build the gun.
Except for the lower receiver.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. The lower is what they tag.
Okay.
That has to go through an FFL. I am 99.9% positive. If not, I'm sure somebody listening that knows will tell me otherwise. But I'm pretty sure the lower receiver is what they tag as has to go through an FFL.
Okay, so...
But dang near you could, yes. Yeah. Now, in the area we're in, one thing we cannot do is order our groceries offline.
Well, you can do dry goods.
Well, we could do dry goods and have them shipped here.
And really, even some like frozen goods. I mean, they'll dry ice.
If you wanted to do Schwann's, you could. But I don't. Something about eating meat off a truck just scares the hell out of me. Because there's nobody there to watch to see if it was kept at a proper temperature. It could have got room temperature, then they refroze it, room temperature, and then it's freezer burnt, or it's bad, and then when it does thaw, it smells like ass. So, yeah, I just, that's a good rule of thumb. If you see a truck pull up in front of your house with a freezer in the back, do not buy anything.
What about, oh, come on now. You're going to tell me like the little popsicles from the Swan Man are bad? I love them fucking things.
I'm not saying the popsicles are bad. I'm just saying it's not a good idea to buy meat off a truck. Ever. There's certain things you don't buy. You don't buy advice from a stripper at a strip club.
Well, what if you want advice on stripping?
Well, no.
The stripper would know.
As I can tell, she's already made many bad choices in her life. I know you're fucking up mine. The damage is done. Let it be.
Well, hey, if that girl can pay for her college, taking her clothes off, and by God, let her.
If you want to support single moms, that's fine. I don't care. But just don't buy meat out of the back of a truck. Bad idea.
What about tacos at a strip club?
Hell no. Never buy food at a strip club.
I don't know, dude. I've had some pretty good meals at a strip club. There used to be a strip club not far from here. It had a hell of a steak dinner.
I'm sorry. If I'm there looking at boobs, the last thing I'm thinking about is steak.
Well, I was there looking at tacos and eating steak.
I couldn't do it.
Well, everything was great until you saw the lettuce.
God, why do you got to go there all the time?
I don't go there all the time.
All the time.
Not all the time.
All the time.
Step into my TARDIS, son. I'll show you all the time.
No, there's probably even more demented in there than it is out here.
It's bigger inside.
That's what she said.
And she was right.
Oh, that's just so messed up.
When I pulled out of that, I found a clash ring, a bag of dope.
So what we've learned today. Don't buy meat off the back of a truck.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Although all that
I want to feel like someone walked away with this with at least one piece of information that was good. Because so far, everything else sounded like a train wreck. I mean, you're talking about taking advice from a stripper. I was thinking about doing my own taxes. I think I'll just roll down to the strip club and see what they say about it. Where's the logic in that?
Well, I mean,
I mean, don't get me wrong. We know she can handle money, apparently.
Yeah, but, exactly.
$1 at a time. Think about that. The next time you stick a dollar bill in your mouth, where that dollar's been.
In those situations, I try not to think at all.
Don't stick money in your mouth. Look, that's 2 lessons I taught today. Don't buy meat off a truck, and don't stick money in your mouth.
Kansas is starting to hire unlicensed teachers. I think maybe you should go apply.
No. I don't think anybody wants me teaching their children anything.
I don't see why not.
Well, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. My kids turned out okay. I mean, they're just as warped as I am, but...
Well, I don't know if I would say they're as warped as you. I mean, they may have picked up a couple things, but you're on a whole nother level, brother.
I taught them everything they know. I didn't teach them everything I know. There's a difference. I think we should run off to a music staring at my headphones.
But I want them.
You can't have them. Those headphones are like over 15 years old.
Holy shit, they're like an antique, like you.
Oh, no, they just work, and they work good. I mean, because if I got to buy a new pair, these new pair are going to last like, I don't know, a couple months. Oh, look, they got a short in them. Now I got to go buy another pair.
That's because you're a pussy and you don't know how to fix shit.
I know how to fix my own shit. But see, with that pair, I don't have to fix it because when those were made, they made them right.
Yeah, that's, the quality of shit they make nowadays. Companies make shit with less quality. They want you to buy the piece of shit. They want you to be able to use it for, a shorter period of time. And then when it fucks up, you have to buy another one and then another one and keep repeating this process. That's what I like to refer to as the light bulb process.
It's a good point. I mean, a good analogy, too.
Thank you.
I'm quite impressed. Hang on. Golf clap. Anyway. So, but yeah, no. Half the stuff you buy nowadays is shit. I buy it with the intent of, I know I'm going to have to replace this soon because it's not going to last long. And that's what sucks. And most of the stuff nowadays is pre-sealed where you can't open it up and fix it. It's just junk. You throw it away and you have to go buy another.
It's all plastic, hardly any screws, everything snaps together, and if you try and unsnap it, you're going to break the plastic casing.
Hence the 15-year-old headphones.
Yeah.
I mean, these things have lasted perfectly for me. But the company that makes these is really good at what they do. I've seen some I remember watching this thing and seeing Rob Zombie in a studio with a pair of Koss headphones on. And I'm like, oh, man, it's the same headphones I use. That's pretty cool. I'm glad I picked a good pair. And, just after using them for 15 years and they still work excellent, I feel good about that purchase because it really lasted. But I know if I was to get online right now and order a new pair, I would not get the same quality of product that I got 15 years ago.
Well, one thing you got to keep in mind is, especially when you're shopping at your big China marts or your super centers, a lot of products that you're shopping for are specifically made for these super centers. You'll even see it in their serial number. There'll be a certain letter indicating what supermart they were made for. So when you go look at the flat screen TV at one store, and then you go find the same exact flat screen TV, but for a cheaper price at your super center, yes, it's in the same casing, but the inside guts are going to be of a lesser quality. And that just sucks.
Well, I mean, these companies, they want to put shit out so quickly. They don't care the quality of it. Because they know most of it, I mean, they don't charge hardly anything for it. I get a pair of headphones for like $20. So in their eyes, $20 for 6 months worth of usage is good. In my eyes, I think I gave like $30 for those like 15 years ago. To me, I paid $30. It's got a lifetime commitment with me.
Yeah.
Just like with underwear. Men, I know my wife always yells at me because I have like holes in my underwear sometimes. And she's like, that's got a hole in it. Why don't you just go ahead and get rid of it and get a new pair? No. I will wear it till it falls off of me. When men buy things, We buy it with the commitment, I'm going to wear it if I can't wear it anymore.
Speaking of commitment, that's, one thing that really kills me is women nowadays want to bitch about men's fear of commitment. Look, I've had the same pair of jeans since, I was in high school. The same concert shirts. I'm freaking committed. And you want to bitch to me about commitment? Maybe there is a reason I'm fucking your sister.
You wear the same jeans in high school. I used to wear them up here, now I got to wear them down here. But no, a product, I think when we were younger, a name of a product was important because I knew I was going to get a certain type of quality from that product. Nowadays, when you buy a product, you just get the name of the product.
Well, you got to be careful where you buy that product as well. Nowadays, you have to do all your own research. It's really buyer beware in the field of buying anything.
Do you remember Consumer Report magazine?
Yes.
I have not seen a copy. I wonder if they even still make that.
I don't know.
Or if it's just all online now. But I remember getting copies of Consumer Report magazine. And you could go through and get a breakdown of each product, the difference of the two, the price, which is the best one overall. And you
Popular Science magazine did that too.
Yeah, you get the rating from people that actually use the product.
Yeah, well now we've got the same thing with our Amazons and eBays and so forth, things like that. But the bad thing about it now is these companies that are putting out these products are also paying people to write up false reports. Oh yeah, fake 5-star ratings. Yeah, come on.
Well, that's a good point. I'm sure that there are a lot of fake ratings. That's what kind of sucks about buying products from Amazon is when I roll through and I look at the ratings of a product, you can always tell the people that are fake because it's always like, great product, excellent choice, would buy another, and that's it. And then you see the guy that goes, this thing's a worthless piece of shit. I used it for 2 days, it broke. The people I bought it from won't refund me my money or change out another item for me. They say it was my fault. I say it came damaged, shipped, and blah, blah, blah. Those are the guys that I look for in the review. I want to see the negative reviews of a product. Now, if I go and look at a product and there's 86 reviews and only 2 are bad, then I say, okay, well, it probably was the user, error. But when I go to a product and they're half and half, I go look at the negative ones. That's the ones I want to read.
Well, used to, you'd be able to go into the store, you would be able to talk to the sales rep or, the salesperson there and ask them about the product. And they would be knowledgeable of the product. Nowadays, like you said, you got to read the ratings on Amazon. You got to go check out the YouTube video. You got to check out the Reddit. You've got to go to all these different places before you get a half-ass report about the product.
I have this thing. I know you do too. Pawn shops. I love pawn shops. The reason why, I can plug this shit in and play with it. When I go to Walmart and I want to buy something from there, I can't plug it in and test it out to see if that's going to work for what I want. But when I go to a pawn shop, they let me plug this shit in and play with it.
Yeah.
Here, no, knock yourself out. Make sure. And I know a lot of pawn shops don't do any kind of warranty or return things because...
Well, I've seen a lot of them do like a 30-day or 60-day on...
But the one I deal with the most, they stand behind their products. They're good guys. I won't mention the name because I don't want it to get the other plug thing going here. But but no, that's what I like about pawn shops, is the fact that I can touch the product and mess with it. Now, I know a lot of people aren't into buying used products, but when it comes to some of the equipment that we buy...
If it works, it works.
If it works, it works. Yeah, it's not one of those things that I'm going to buy it, take it home, and all of a sudden it doesn't work. And, of course, a lot of the stuff that we do buy is stuff that we can fix ourselves anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it comes down to a matter of stripping wires and electrical tape.
Yeah. Same with when it comes to the guns and stuff. I don't like going buying new ones because they cost so damn much when I can go buy a used one that works just fine.
Yeah, you can go out and buy a used gun, for maybe half the price of the same gun new. And if you need parts, well, then you've got money to buy brand new parts for that.
Yeah. You can treat it like a Barbie doll and dress it up, whatever you want to do. Me personally, I just don't like buying certain things new.
I was having a conversation with someone earlier this week, and they were looking at the MacBooks and the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro and all this crap, and I was very surprised. These MacBooks, they came out with your option of the M processor or the i5 processor, but they were, dual core processors, topping out at 1.6 gigahertz, and the freaking laptop came out with 4 gigs of RAM, and you're paying almost $2,000 for this piece of shit. I mean, the laptop I bought back in 2000 or something still works fine. I did upgrade the operating system on it, but I think I bought that off of eBay for maybe $100. I'm thinking, why in the hell would I want to buy this damn MacBook for $2,000 for the same processor and RAM that my 15-year-old laptop has in it? It's ridiculous.
I wouldn't want to buy a Mac to begin with. I don't need extra headaches. I got enough. But that's like I've owned. Oh man, I'm gonna say a rough estimate, somewhere between 20 and 25 guitars, at least. Out of all that, how many do you think have been new?
One.
I would say probably two. There was probably two that was brand new that I bought.
I remember one.
Yeah.
It made me cry. You're an asshole.
The other one I bought in Kansas City. It was the other DR Mond that I owned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I've only bought two of them new. The other ones all came from pawn shops. Because that was like the best place to go to spend my money. I mean...
Yeah, you could go buy a guitar at a pawn shop, walk out of there with the guitar, a case, patch cable, and picks.
Well, and look at the money. On the money that I spent on the used guitars, would not buy the half of those in new guitars. So I don't see the point in going out and spending this outrageous money on these newer products when there's old products that work just great. And nowadays, people have this stupid mentality of they buy something, they go, it doesn't work like I want it to, or I don't like it, and they just throw it out. It's like, yeah, I'll buy another.
Yeah.
Just throw it in a dumpster. We don't need it. Why the hell would you do that? Why would you spend good money on something to throw it away?
People have no respect for their money.
God, I do, because it takes so much to earn what I do get.
I mean, they don't want to... People like everything as simple as it can possibly be. I mean, when they go shopping for something, they want they know what they want, and the first thing they see, they get it. They don't want to spend the time doing the research and shopping around. Their people are more impulsive nowadays.
Oh, I definitely agree
instead
with
of common
the impulse
sense
thing. I've seen a lot of people buy stuff that they shouldn't have bought. I mean, I see that with cars. Just because you want a new car doesn't mean you should buy one.
Well, we live in this want generation. They want, and they don't want to think about the ramifications of their wants. Just the fact that they want it.
The repercussions of their wants.
You're looking at a generation of 20-year-olds that are still infants.
I just don't see the point in spending $30,000 for a car that I can go and pay $10,000 for.
Oh, exactly. Especially with this silly blue book value thing, and I really, it is silly. I mean, you buy a car off the lot, as soon as you drive off, half that value is gone.
I wouldn't say half.
Oh yeah,
not half.
Oh yeah.
You could probably recoup 80%.
Oh bullshit.
Oh yeah,
I'd battle you on that.
Because if someone's gonna buy, let's say they're gonna buy a new car, and you've owned it for 6 months and you decide to sell it. Are they going to pay you $22,000 or the dealer $28,000?
They'd probably try and get a better deal through the dealer.
I think they'd buy it used before they bought that new. Well, the common person would. Most of these people, they're just like, "No, I'm just gonna buy a new one. I don't mind making a $400 car payment." Idiots.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And the bad thing is we have these loan companies that
Oh, the evil empire.
they're willing to sign anybody to just to make a buck. I mean, they don't care. So what are you supposed to do? I mean, you can't blame the buyer completely and not put some kind of blame back on the seller.
Well, I don't know, dude. It's people need to have some common sense. They really lack common sense when it comes to the purchasing of items. They don't want the item that works best. They want the newest freaking thing. And it's really evident in cell phone market. I mean, let's say you buy this cell phone, it does everything you want it to do, everything you need it to do, and even a few things you have no idea how to use. But a few months later down the road, the brand new cell phone comes out, and you gotta have it. People will go in, change the contracts on their phones, on their phone programs, just to have this new piece of shit phone that did the same thing that their old phone did, but it's new.
I can't say much on the phone thing. I actually have a newer phone, but I mean, I do get it. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. People have this mentality of spin, 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 and then when it's time to pay, they're like, well, I can barely make it. I don't understand where all my money goes. Well, I do. You buy a bunch of shit you can't afford.
And the video game generation. And I'm talking about the console games. Your PlayStations, your Xbox, your Nintendos. I mean, they keep putting out these games that are mediocre at best. I mean, they can't keep up with the PC specs. You're talking maybe a quad-core processor, maybe 4 gigs of RAM.
I don't think anybody understands all that jargon you're throwing out.
You're still running at 30 frames per second. And but guess what? We've got the new Xbox 2 coming out. Okay, so we buy the new Xbox 2. Still running at the same specs as the previous generation. So the new Xbox 3 still running at the same specs of the previous generation. Well, it's like, well, good God, you guys have had years between to up, the performance of these machines, and you're still selling us crap.
But people are still buying it.
People still buy it because it's new. It's new. So it's got to be better. The way I look at things, if you've got a piece of equipment that's been working for 10 years, it tells me that piece of equipment works. Versus buying this new piece of shit that, well, it's a piece of shit to begin with. And I don't know. I feel more comfortable buying something I know that already works versus risking double or triple the money on a piece of shit I don't know if it's going to work. And in the console video game world, it's really been a risk.
Oh, that's because everything's made disposable.
It is.
They know it's not going to last. They know in 2 years they're going to pop out a new machine. What's the point? And you know why they pop out a new machine every 2 years?
Enlighten me.
The money. That's all it's about, because they know when they drop a new console, they can charge a little over $300 for it. After 2 years, they drop the price. But guess what? They just come out with a new machine, so now they're getting $300-something again for a console. So it's a never-ending machine. It keeps turning. Even though nothing's gotten better, they're just popping them out because they want to make that $300-something per unit instead of $200 per unit. So it's about money. Video games suck nowadays anyway. I don't care for any of it. A matter of fact, I think the last console I bought was a PS2. I have not owned anything newer than that because I don't have no interest in video games anymore. I'm just really not into it that much. I mean, you got a computer. There's all the video games you need right there.
Exactly.
Well, what's the point in spending more money on something that plugs into my TV?
Well, see, back in the day, it was a lot more difficult to hook your computer up to a TV. Nowadays, TVs, you can just, one cable, boom. I'm playing my computer game on my big ass flat screen TV. But at the same time, I also have my Xbox, my PlayStation, my Nintendo Wii, and my hard drive set there, and you've got all this other shit. I mean, you're right.
It's pointless.
It
I
is.
don't see the point in spending money on all that crap. And the price of games are ridiculous. The price of movies are ridiculous. The price of music is ridiculous. Everything we do now costs so much. Going to a movie theater. I cannot tell you the last time me and my wife went. I bet it's been 10 plus years. Because it's so expensive. What the hell's the point? First of all, why am I paying $7 for a small thing of popcorn?
Why are you spending 20 or 25 bucks on just a movie ticket? I don't care if you're at one of these places with the 4-story screen.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Now, drive-ins, I would rather go to a drive-in and see a double feature for $10 than I would spend that $20 to sit in some kind of fucking, 4-story theater.
I don't think I want to watch a movie through the dash of my car.
Oh man, come on, drive-ins are great.
Yeah, for old people that want to relive their childhood. It's not my thing. I don't see the point of going to a drive-in theater. I'm really surprised the twin's still there. You got that look on your face of disgust.
And I don't have the words to express it.
Because there is none.
There's a part
pointless.
of me that really wants to just light you on fire right now.
That's pointless. What are you going to do? Watch that through the windshield of your truck too? Yeah, see, exactly.
For our listeners at home, I'm flipping him off.
I just don't see the point. That's way too much to sit in the car.
Well, okay.
Why would I want to sit in my car for 2 hours?
What would you suggest that people go do? I mean,
well, no. If you're gonna go watch a movie, fine. The price is outrageous. That's what I'm saying. But as for drive-in theaters,
for the movie theater, yes, you're absolutely right.
For a drive-in theater, I don't want to sit in my car for 2 hours. God, we all know what hell it is to sit in a car on a long trip. Why the hell would you want to sit in there for 2 hours to watch a movie?
Yeah, but I mean, you're sitting in your truck or your car or whatever. You got that surround sound shit going on.
So I'm gonna run my battery down in my car while I'm watching a movie. Who's jump starting who when this is all over with?
You're no fun.
I know. I'm a buzzkill when it comes to shit. Well, that's my life story, I guess. I'm no fun. No fun, Sean. Whatever. People think I'm fun. People that know me. I'm funny as hell. I can't help it. It's a curse. You just have no taste in where you watch a movie. See how I throw that out there? Because, like, you have no taste in music. Oh, you got no taste in where you watch a movie. You got no taste where you piss.
This message has been brought to you by Fuck It All.
Is that where that's probably where I'm at right now. I probably got the F It All going bad.
Play some music for our fine people.
Night. Yeah, I'm going to play some music because I think we're done for the night. We go any further, we may say something we regret.